then, according to Rachaim, there's a third praise. He heard et kol asher asa Elokim leMoshe Yisrael Amoy. He heard all. All means all details. He was very interested to hear details. He went to the most finest details. All. Et kol asher asa Elokim leMoshe Yisrael Amoy. Rashi says, es kol asher asa berid asaman, when the manna went down, be'er, the water, u'ba'molek, the spring, and ba'molek. And then, ki yotzi Hashem, as Yisrael Mitzrayim people, out of Egypt was the greatest of all. Kodesh says that the fact that Israel was a Kohen Midian, it wasn't just a goy that says, "Oh, I heard about Hashem." It's just a goy, one goy. But if it's the Kohen Midian, is the priest of Midian, is the head of Midian, of the nation Midian. We know that he also was the advisor of Paro. He was a big man, a leader amongst the goyim. So when a person like this, that he knew Avodah Zarah, and he was the high priest of the Avodah Zarah, and he made a change to be Chois and Moshe and to listen to all what Hashem did to Moshe and Yisrael Amo, and took him out of Egypt, etc. And he went to the desert, took his wife and his kid to visit his son on the desert. And he recognized Hashem. He says, Atoyodati, now I know, Ki Gadol Hashem Mikolim, God is the greatest God of all gods. So all that is to perpetuate, to puff up the greatness of Yisro. There was a priest by the Goyim, and that's kovod for Hashem. For example, a lot of times when you want to affect people to do tshuva, you say, "You know, we did tshuva." The famous basketball player, the famous actor, the famous priest we had in the yeshiva, Elad Villegas. Remember? I don't know if you guys remember, from Colombia, Medellin. He was a priest of 6,000 people, 6,000 families. And then he decided to become Jewish. And there was a vote. Most of the congregation of the going Christians left him. Some stayed. They bought a rabbi, and it was left in the end only 600 families. It went down to 150. And he has a community. Yes. Marketing way to influence people to believe in Hashem. Remember, Bob Dylan used to learn the Asper Yeshiva. As I say, the Aramist is a famous Lynyrd Skynyrd band. That when a plane crashed, one survived, and he came to the Asper Yeshiva. Yes. He went to the convert. It was a goy, who knows, the whole story. So the people, the Jewish people in America, which are assimilated amongst the goyim, they value singers and actors. Oh, this guy came to yeshiva. Means there's also could be a place for me, and I could be there. Here the Torah is not really selling itself too. The Torah wrote this to sell ourselves to non-Jews to become Jewish, to the Jews to be strong. What is it about? What is it? Who the Torah is marketing? We say, Vayishmak Yisro Kohen Midian. Yisro, which is a Kohen, priest of Midian. Wow! He, that big guy of the Avodah Zarah, came in the Tshuva. So then, it's something to influence people. But the answer is, we don't have to come on to influence others. Just to tell you that Yisro was a great man, because it was a true person. Yisro, being the high priest of Midian, how can he give his daughter to Moshe? And not only that, which is the opposite of Avodah Zarah. We don't believe in all this Avodah Zarah. We believe in one God, creator of all universe. How can he give his daughter to a man without a name, without in his world, in his belief? And not only that, when his wife Tzipora and two of his children left and separated him and stayed with Yisro, why Yisro should come back? He should find an opportunity to convince his daughter and his grandchildren to get rid of their father, because he's not a believer. He's not a Kohen Midian. He's not part of that. So he was a true man, that he listened to the truth, although he was oduk, was bind with Avodah Zarah. Or he was able just to send his wife and his grandchildren, his daughter's grandchildren. Why he had to come himself? The answer is, he had a desire to seek Hashem. And he had a personal desire. Since it's something about him, about himself, and that's a great thing. That the head of one nation, he will testify that all the Avodah Zarah is vanity and his own waste. So you have to say, yes, the Torah is also talking to the Goyim, or to the Jews which have Avodah Zarah past, or living amongst Avodah Zarah. So it strengthens the Jewish people themselves, that they know that the great man in Avodah Zarah, the priest, the high priest of Avodah Zarah of Midian, he believed in Hashem and he destroyed all his other beliefs. It says in Chazal that when Moshe Rabbeinu met Yisro and he wanted to give him his daughter, he made a condition with him. And he said, the first child you're going to have, I want you to raise him and send him to a school of Avodah Zarah. And I want you to take an oath to keep that word with you. What was the idea behind? He says, okay, I believe in Hashem. Hashem is the truth. But my belief in Hashem, for understanding, I learned all the other Avodah Zarah, and I made a decision. I understood that it's false. I want the mutual child we're going to have, the grandchild, to know all Avodah Zarah, and let him choose on his own the truth. And that will be a greater choice, and it will be believer with Hashem, with understanding, with consciousness. And that's what I want. It's greater. And Moshe Rabbeinu agreed to him. And he took the oath. And we know he suffered from it. Who came out of that? Gershom, the grandson Micha. So Yisro, he had a big challenge with his son-in-law Moshe Rabbeinu. And the training of the family, of the kids, how to train them to recognize Hashem. And in that advice, he failed. He failed with his grandchildren. But the recognizing of Hashem, there, the Torah didn't hide it. The Torah wrote it and praised Yisro by coming to Hashem with consciousness of knowing all the Sifra Avodah Zarah and choosing Hashem. Rambam, in the book of the Guide of the Complex, Moira Nevuchim, he brings down that he read hundreds and hundreds or thousands of books of the old ancient Avodah Zarah books. And by reading all those books, he realized the greatness of the Torah. That the whole Torah, out of the mitzvahs of the Torah, is in order to uproot, or most of the mitzvahs of the Torah, is there to uproot the false beliefs that the ancient nations had from Avodah Zarah. And one of the peak things which I remember he wrote about Basar v'Cholov, Shatnez, why we don't eat milk and meat. So he explained that eat linen, wool, that when you that those powers in the world, and when a person eats them, he draws all those powers in the world, those things in order to bring or to play around and to relate to those powers in the world. So the Torah says, don't separate them, don't bring them together, which means don't do those actions of the ancient nations which used to relate to those powers and combine them in order to relate and to connect to those powers which were evil or good, whatever they believed. So a lot of the Torah, that's the whole, the Rambam goes through the whole mitzvahs of the Torah, one by one, the whole 630 mitzvahs. In Moreh Nevuchim, to show you how each mitzvah was there in order to mafkia, to uproot from the false belief of Avodah Zarah that the previous Goyim had. So now we have Yisro. He's a Kohen Midian. He's a priest of Midian. He's the head of Midian. Now he hears Kriyas Yamsuf. He hears Mecheles Amalek. Then what? Which toiva? Rashi brings down toiva saman, the benefit of the manna, the abeir, the spring of water, which had a well of water to drink, the good gift that Hashem gave us a toiva. He obviously, since he knew all the Avodah Zarahs, and when, as the Rambam says, when he heard all the mitzvahs of Torah, he was able to see the greatness of the mitzvahs of Torah, how the mafkia, how the uproot from all the false Avodah Zarah that the Goyim had and believed, and had all those wisdom that they believe, whatever they believe in the Torah Kedoshah was mafkia, and he heard all that greatness of the Torah, the mitzvahs of Torah, how it will help the Jews to uproot them. Hashem wanted to justice the Jewish people, and he gave us 630 means many ways how to separate ourselves. 613 ways how to prevent ourselves from those false beliefs of all those Avodah Zarah. But that didn't move the heart of Yisro. What moved the heart